I was always that girl in gym class who would be afraid of getting hit by the balls. Thank you for giving my channel a spin. I'm Rosetta, also known as the Spinning Rose.
Who do you send for?
In today's video, I wanted to go over 5 ways that pole dance has changed my life. Now, there are definitely more than just 5 ways that pole dance has changed my life, but for the sake of the video, I wanted to highlight my top 5. And if you stay to the end, I will be adding in my show reel for 2021. It is a culmination of all of my pole projects that I have done throughout the 5 years of my pole dance journey. So you want to stay to the end to watch that. So before I go over the ways that pole dance has changed my life, I want to share how I got to pole dance in the first place. My story isn't anything crazy or anything extravagant, so it'll be brief. I was finally in a place in my life where I was making a little bit more money, I had a little bit more time. I knew that I wanted to do something active. I knew that I wanted to also tap into my creativity. And so I had seen a particular dancer on Instagram and I really liked her style, and it was always in the back of my head that, hey, maybe pole dance could be that avenue for me. I was going on Groupon. This is a familiar story. You'll hear a lot of pole dancers who found pole dance through Groupon. Shout out to Groupon, I guess. They're not sponsoring this, so maybe not. So the studio was less than 5 minutes from my home. Once I took my first class, I was immediately hooked. There was a particular move, it's a very beginner move. It's called the fireman spin. And I don't know what it was about that spin. There's no physical requirement to necessarily get into the spin, but I was so in my head about this move. But the instructor that I had, she was very, very understanding, and she allowed me to stay the next class to be able to execute the move, which I really appreciated. After those first few classes, I signed up for a package, and the rest is history. So that leads me to one of the first ways that pole dance has changed my life, is that sense of community. The pole dance community is a very welcoming, embracing community. You have US national champions, you have those who've been on tour with big artists, musicians, you have those who have deals with Nike, but yet we're still all connected. It just feels like everyone's rooting for each other, and that's just an amazing feeling. And honestly, having my pole sisters there to discuss those times where we may take a break from pole and we feel discouraged or we hit a wall, or when we're super excited about a big gig or a big project that we're a part of, there's always someone there cheering you on, and there's nothing like that feeling. Another way that pole dance has changed my life is it's given me a greater sense of purpose. It's allowed me to connect my other interests, such as writing. I actually went to school for journalism. With my pole sister Bree, we were able to come up with the blog Poetry in Motion, where we had an amazing time interviewing pole dancers from all different walks of life. And the whole purpose of poetry was to define ourselves for ourselves. I know pole dance, even though it's becoming more ubiquitous, it is still a stigma attached to pole dance, and so our goal was to allow the greater world outside of the pole community to see these amazing people who have great story, and to see how their journeys brought them to pole dance and how it's transformed their life. And a lot of the things that we were able to accomplish with the blog is what I want to accomplish with this YouTube channel. So I do appreciate you for watching my videos and learning a little bit about pole dance if you're not already in the community already. The other way that pole dance has given me a sense of purpose is when I perform. There's nothing more exhilarating than performing. Feeding off the energy of the crowd is an incredible feeling, and I want to continue performing. When I pole dance and I practice, especially at home, it's as if the outside world doesn't exist and it's just me and the pole and my movement.
We'll try to knock them down. I'm latching on, babe. Now I know what I have found. I feel we're close enough. I wanna lock in your love.
I express that through pole dance, and it's become a meditation for me in a lot of ways and almost like a therapy for me. Obviously it's not like talking to a specialist, but it's allowed me to have a moment of self-care. Not only am I moving my body, which is a great workout, and strengthening and flexibility, but it's also allowed me to clear my mind and to emote feelings that I normally wouldn't be able to do in any other expression. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't mention how pole dance has allowed me to not only tap into my femininity, but also my sensuality and my sexuality. Pole dance really allows you to peel away those layers of self-doubt. I've become much more confident as a woman, as a sexual being, just by moving my body in ways that I normally wouldn't have. There's a lot of hip opening movement that allows me to release a lot of energy that's usually stuck and stored, especially in women. I have become this fearless, sexual, fierce woman that I am proud to say pole dance has allowed me to be. And I feel on top of the world when I can move my way around the pole in a very sensual way without the male gaze. Sometimes it is with the male gaze, and there's nothing wrong with that. I do appreciate that, but there's nothing like having that for myself. Pole dance has made me more fearless in other aspects of my life. In my head, my mantra, and I don't know if other pole dancers can relate to this, but my mantra is, oh, if I can pole dance, I can do anything. Because it's true, like if I can climb up on the pole, go upside down, hang on one leg, I can go on this ridiculous amusement ride. I can climb this mountain in Bali. Now I do have my limit, like I'm not going super crazy, but it does allow me to be a little bit more fearless. I was always that girl in gym class and throughout middle school, high school, elementary school, who would be afraid of getting hit by the balls.
Real mature.
I realize how that sounds, but you know what I mean, like a scaredy cat. And if you were to tell me 10 years ago I would be doing the things that I do now on the pole, I would definitely laugh in your face. There would be no way that I would believe you that I would be doing some of the things that I do on the pole now. So those are the ways that pole dance has changed my life. If you are considering pole dance, I'd say why not? Just go for it. It's been incredible to go back through my pole dance journey to see how far I've come along. I can't wait to see in the next 5 years how I grow and evolve and become an even better pole dancer. So as promised, here is my 2021 pole reel. Again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.